How are you, Colonel?
Welcome to COMTO'S Studio 71.
Thank you for having me.
Please introduce yourselves. Tell us who you are.
I'm Gary Cole, Senior Vice President of Business Development for MV Transportation.
What is MV Transportation?
MV Transportation is a transit management firm, privately held. It started in 1975.
1975 in San Francisco, is that right?
In San Francisco, that's correct.
By two people who were just running a cab service, is that right?
Well, actually, they met a need in the community. They were limousine drivers back then, and they saw a need in the community to respond to elderly and disabled, to get to places that we take for granted, places like the grocery store, the doctor's office, to church, and bought a vehicle and started to give trips.
So now they've gone from one vehicle to maybe two or three now, right?
They got a few vehicles today. Yeah.
Good. Gary, we've talked over the years. I've seen you at COMTO conferences, and I know you're an avid COMTO member. Talk to me about your relationship with COMTO and MV's connection.
Well, being a minority-owned firm, I felt Nikki Frenier and myself, as well as others, important that MV Transportation be a major part of the COMTO family. Our investment in COMTO as a sponsor just goes to show our commitment to the transit industry, the transportation industry, and the community it serves.
I'll tell you that oftentimes at the conferences, your presence alone just fills up a room, and I'm always proud to see you. And we've talked about your passion for young people and interns and scholars.
Absolutely.
And how you see that bringing the industry forward. Talk to me about that.
It's important for me, working at a minority firm, that we invest in our community. What better place for young people to come and learn about this industry than from a company that started from a very meager beginning, owned by minorities, by a minority family, managed by many minorities inside the company, with the ability to help shape young people's lives as we go forward. So it's something, it's a passion of not just my own, but many of us here at MV Transportation.
Within MV, you told me earlier that you had a mentor who's still with the company. Is that John? Who is that?
John Taylor. John Taylor and I met in 1989 at Greyhound Lines.
Oh, wow.
And he was my mentor there. And then there was an opportunity after he had retired. We started a project in Port Arthur, Texas. We were looking for a general manager, and I was able to contact John and ask him if he was interested in coming out of retirement and coming to work for MV. So he's been back with the company now for about 6 or 7 years.
He's in Dallas?
He's in Dallas, Texas today, yes.
In fact, he's hosting a COMTO intern or something.
He's absolutely doing that for the second year.
Well, thanks a lot. That's great. Let's talk about your concerns about the industry and what MV needs to advance. You mentioned earlier that you're looking for resources and skills and talent.
The great thing about the industry is that more and more opportunities are being privatized. Coming up soon, our previous host city, Atlanta, is going to privatize their paratransit operation. And as more and more public agencies do that, the pool of resources that all of us can pull from in order to fill positions like general manager, operations managers, safety and training managers, maintenance managers, IT, other technology areas within the industry has become smaller and smaller. So you have many large firms vying for a very small group of people. One of the things that I would like to see us be able to develop through COMTO is a resource to be able to recruit new talent, existing talent, into some of these open positions that are out there.
Are you willing to be part of that mentorship program for new talent?
We absolutely are willing to do that and look forward to participating.
Now, often at the national conference, you come by and you talk to the interns. Can I hold your feet to the fire to do that again in Boston?
Absolutely, you can. I enjoy my time with the interns.
You got a new CEO. Who is it? Who is your new CEO?
Brian Kibbe is our new CEO. He's been on board about 4 months, and he brings a different perspective. And he's really looking to advance the transit industry in the areas of technology in particular as we move into this fast-moving kind of innovative Moby, iPad, iPhone
Social
era.
media.
Social media, yeah. In fact, recently he was at the APTA conference at Open with Phil Washington. And the first thing he did in Houston was he took a picture and placed it on Facebook so that his daughter...
So he has a Facebook page?
Absolutely. He has a Facebook page as well as he tweets on a regular basis.
He must be a young man then, because we don't do Facebook.
Well, he's younger than I am.
Speaking of leadership and that sort of thing, for the conference this year in Boston, we have the day at Harvard, we have the CEO Summit, and certainly your CEO is invited to participate. What would he expect to get out of coming to the conference? What's the value of his being there?
Well, I think it's twofold for him. First of all, it gives Mr. Kibbe an opportunity to meet other CEOs from the industry. The fact that he came from outside of the industry to MV, this will be a great opportunity for him to meet some of the other CEOs. Secondly, I think it gives him the opportunity to talk about his agenda and the future of MV and the things that he's excited about, his vision for the company.
I know you're on a tight schedule. In fact, you're meeting your CEO today, aren't you?
We are.
What are you doing?
He's participating in the roundtable event with COMTO.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad he could join us. On a personal note, oftentimes we don't thank our sponsors enough, but you're very special. You as a man, and MV as a company. I was talking to Warren Montague earlier about who you are. We're so proud to have you in the room. We look forward to your being in Boston. And just as a friend, thank you for stopping by the studio.
Well, it's my pleasure to participate, and I'm always excited about mentoring young people. It's my greatest joy in life.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.